Well, hello, friends and family. I'm here at work on a beautiful Wednesday evening, getting ready for to lead the intensive outpatient group with my clients tonight. Wanted to invite you guys into a journey I'm about to take, and it's my first go at vlogging something, so we'll see how it goes. My father, next weekend on April 1st, is going to be turning 60 years old. And over the last year or so, my brothers and I have been planning out a trip to surprise my dad for his 60th birthday. So my older brother had the idea, and the four of us live in 4 different states. So we decided to surprise my father with our presence for his 60th birthday, which I decided to use as an opportunity to get a good, really long ride in on my motorcycle. And then I decided, well, that would be cool if I videoed it and y'all can experience it with me. I leave a week from today, which will be the 30th of March. And I've got several stops along the way. I'm going to be stopping in Nashville the first night. Then I will be going from Nashville to Indianapolis. I may ride all the way to Chicago. Some of it is going to depend on the weather. It's going to be pretty chilly up there in the Midwest when I get up there, so I may not want to do the extra miles in the low temps. But who knows? Maybe I'll decide to do it the whole way, and if not, then I'll hitch a ride with my brother Phil and his wife. I'll just park in Indianapolis until the ride back. So at the minimum, it's going to be an 1,100 mile trip, and the maximum, it's going to be a 1,500 mile trip. Though I am riding a Sportster, which is not necessarily designed for long interstate riding, I've been messing with it for the last couple of months to make it a little bit more comfortable for long distance riding. Certainly not designed for this kind of riding, which for me, anybody who knows me, that's a challenge and something, a feat to accomplish. This one should be fun, hopefully uneventful. So anyway, welcome to this journey, and a week from today I'll be loading up. I'll see you guys in a week as I head out. What's up, guys? I am now 3 days out from my trip. Today would have been 4 days out, except for as I've been watching the weather, I've had to adjust my trip a little bit. So I'm leaving a day earlier to try to get ahead of the storm, at least as far ahead of it as I can. Looks like the last couple of hours on day 2, pulling into Indianapolis, I'm still going to get a thunderstorm, but that's better than leaving Wednesday and being in a rainstorm the whole way. So anyway, a few things I've done to the bike to get it ready. Saddlebags here on the back. Saddlebags are gonna store all of the gear that I may need to access quickly. My first aid kit, my tools, my rain gear, etc. Things that I may need to get as the trip goes on and the weather changes as I get further north, but things that I don't want to have to jump all the way into my luggage to get. I've got the luggage rack on the rear fender and the sissy bar. That's what's going to hold my duffel bag in place, along with my laptop bag and the gas can over there that I'm taking, because these bikes, well, this bike, I have to refill every 80 to 100 miles, so I'm going to be stopping a lot, and that's just in case I get into the middle of Tennessee or Kentucky and run out of gas. I've got a little bit of extra to get me somewhere. I've got the seat on there, the seat with lumbar support. I love the seat. I loved the seat I had on there before, the pan seat, but there's no way my back could have handled this ride with the pan seat. So I decided to do something with lumbar support, and this seat is very comfortable, so that'll keep me in the saddle a good bit longer. On the front here, I've got a fairing, and that's been on there for a while. That's for wind deflection, so that my body's not totally exhausted by the wind that's hitting me. At least it hits my helmet, not my chest. I've also got these super ugly handguards on here that I really, aesthetically, I hate. I think it looks terrible. A lot of people run these. It looks great on a big Harley touring bike. It does not look good on a Sportster. And in my opinion, it doesn't look good on a Dyna either. So I hate them, but they're for function. It's going to be cold at least, a good portion of my trip. It's going to be cold. Even possibly into the 30s, but definitely the 40s and low 50s. It is end of March and early April this trip, so I bought them for function, and that's just to keep my hands from going numb, to keep them functional so I can use all of the things that I need to use to make the bike go safely. I've also got a phone mount there. My helmet has Bluetooth, so I'm going to be using navigation and music on my phone while I ride. It's also a charger. I've installed a charging port on the motorcycle so that I can charge while I ride, because the phone would be dead pretty quickly using navigation and music. I'm getting super stoked for this trip. I think it's going to be an awesome, I know it's going to be an awesome trip. I really am excited about it. And it's been really cool to put this, make the additions to the bike that I've made over the past few months with the intention of making this ride. And my dad still has no idea that that's why I've been putting the bike together this way, is to be able to do this ride. We're committed. We're committed to the motorcycle. I think I'm well equipped for this ride. I've sunk money into gear, riding gear, and obviously I've sunk money into the bike to get it more ready for a long distance trip like this. So I'll see you guys Tuesday morning. The closer it gets, the more nervous I get, but it's excited nervous. I'm really excited to be out in the middle of nowhere on this thing by myself. And that's not sarcastic. I'm super excited. This will be one for the books. I'll see you guys in a couple days. All right, guys. The day is finally here. It is Tuesday morning, about 9:40. This is everything loaded down for the trip. You ask me, that's a good looking bike. Got all of my necessities on there. Got my duffel bag with clothes in it, laptop bag with some things in it, and I've got my gallon of gas just in case I run out. And I am hoping I don't run out of gas, because I do not want to take that back apart if I don't have to, because that was a nightmare to try to bungee on the bike. But it is ready. It is ready to hit the road. So I'm gonna go run up my quick little checklist, make sure I've got everything that I need. I'm going to give the animals some fresh water, and I'm gonna hit the road. I will see you on the way. What's up, guys? I'm right at 2 hours into my ride, and I just crossed over into Tennessee, and I've been pretty well taking back roads the whole way. And I'm hoping to get to the highway soon. I don't know where that's at or how far it is, but I'm a little bit tired of the windy roads with all my gear on the back. It certainly doesn't handle as well with all that weight in the back of the bike. What's up? Where am I? I don't know. Don't know where I am. I'm in Tennessee somewhere. In Tennessee somewhere. It's pretty cold. The last time I looked, it was 48 degrees. So it's all right. It's cold. Certainly cold, but I dressed appropriately. I knew it was going to be cold. I don't have much longer to go, to be honest with you. I might have another 100 miles total, and then I'll be in Jellicoe for tonight. Okay, I got my earplugs. This thing is crazy loud, especially at 80 miles an hour. It's loud bike, loud wind. Whew. So anyway, this is my second gas stop. Philadelphia, that's where I am. I'm in Philadelphia, Tennessee. if you can see behind me, there's nothing in Philadelphia, Tennessee. I hope you could see all that. That was a beautiful ride down the mountain. I just pulled into my hotel in Jellicoe, Tennessee. And it's in Tennessee at the Kentucky border. Well, that was a great ride. It was a little bit chilly. Warmed up a little bit there at the end, which was nice. Maybe the last hour and a half was pretty comfortable. The further north I got up into the mountains, the colder it got. This is really pretty. As you can't see, we are up in the mountains. Those are the mountains that I just came through. And we're staying at the Days Inn. All right, night one. I've made it into my hotel room. It's an interesting place, but it's cheap. That's why I'm staying here. It has a bed. It has another bed. I've got everything unloaded off my bike. I think I can see my bike out the window where I parked it. Yep, I can see my bike out there. I've got an interesting view. I'm not sure what that building is. There's some people hanging out in that car over there. Probably doing drugs. Even has the outdoor carpet out there on the floor. Just an odd and interesting place. But it'll do for tonight. I didn't put much effort into thinking how much stuff I was going to be bringing, so my actual luggage was much bigger and much heavier than the luggage that I took on a test ride a couple weeks ago. So a little bit of a learning curve this morning, but we got it. No issues. The ride today was a flawless ride. No breakdown, no run out of gas, no accidents, no near accidents, no crazy weather. So it was a It was a good ride today. Really, it was about 5 hours total today, which is about an hour shy of what I had guessed it would take me. Yeah, I think the best part of this motel is that there's a McDonald's that I can walk to. Brought my gas can inside because of the gas prices and my odd neighbors to make sure that I still have a gas can with gas in it tomorrow morning. Well, good morning on day 2. The cool thing about my ride today is that within 5 minutes of being on the road, I'll be in Kentucky. Most of my day, or all of my day, is going to be spent between Kentucky and Indiana. Today should be a bit warmer than yesterday, which is great. The warmer the better. The ride might be a little interesting today. There's wind advisories for most of my ride. It's going to be raining off and on in Indianapolis, where I'm staying tonight and tomorrow. The weather's changed about 1,000 times in the last week and a half of watching the weather. So who really knows what the weather will be? I'm equipped for the rain. I'm not worried about the rain at all. Don't know about the wind. 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts through Kentucky and Indiana. So that might get interesting, but we'll see. I slept pretty good last night. My body was just so tired from the ride yesterday. I'm gonna lay here for probably another 30 minutes and wake up. And then I'm gonna load up all of my stuff that I had to unload. It's gonna take me a little while. And then I am going to hit the road again. It is a pretty morning at the hotel here, despite my really weird view and the shades from 1967. Breezy, very comfortable temperature. I can't for the life of me figure out what that building is over there. And there's my bike. And there's another bike that showed up late last night. And there's another bike. I'm not the only one out taking advantage of the spring. I really like that bike a lot.
That's a nice looking bike.
Yeah, look at how the sun catches on just a portion of the valley. You can see it's very sunny over here, and then you can see this shade line here. Pretty day. Alright, I'm at my first gas stop in Kentucky. I am about 80 miles into the ride. I made really good time. 77 or 75 miles in the first hour. Which is sweet. I was pretty well able to hold 80 the whole way here. Drink some water, walk around for a minute, and I'm gonna get back on the road. Well, I am at my second gas stop. It's taken me a while to get to this point because the wind has really picked up. Been cruising at 55 miles an hour with my hazards on for the last 30 or so miles. And I'm going to be for the next 40 or so miles. It's very windy, and at this stage it's a crosswind, so it's hitting me from the side. Pretty gusty wind. Been riding sideways for a while. I can handle the steady wind, but the big gusts really mess up my hand wind. So anyway, get there when we get there. I gave myself time to get there. All right, made it to Indianapolis. I actually made it here a couple of hours ago. I don't know what time it is. What time is it?
7:11.
It's 7:11. I made it here about 4 o'clock. 6 hours of riding today. The wind really kicked my butt for about 100 miles, but then it was all behind me. Although it was windy the whole way, really windy. So I really didn't get much at all, much video today, because I didn't want to lose my phone in the wind. So that's unfortunate. As of right now, it looks like I'm going to be riding in rain the whole way back, which may be exciting. There's Phil. Made it to Phil's house. And I'll be here today and tomorrow. And then off to Mom and Dad's. So, see you later.
got uninvited before I started.
No way! Oh, you guys, you suck.
Hey.
You need to answer a text every so often. I think. Oh, you got? Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
So much.
We lied a lot. See, we're not going to go see a movie tonight. Oh, we're not? No. No, I want to see a movie.
Stop. Sorry, spicy. Okay, let's see.
Happy birthday to you. Burn it down. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
That's pretty funny. You see that? Well, I just left my parents' place. I'm heading back to Indianapolis. My ride home has changed a little bit, or my whole trip really, since the last time I checked in. I was initially going to be staying in Indianapolis tonight and then riding to Nashville tomorrow, and then back to Atlanta on Tuesday, though I'm once again racing a storm. So I'm in my mom's car right now that I stole. I'm driving it back. I didn't steal it. They were kind enough to let me just drive it and leave it in Indianapolis at my brother's house. I'm driving to Indy right now. It's about 2 o'clock Indianapolis time, or East Coast time, and I should be to their house a little bit before 6, and then I'm going to load my stuff back onto my bike and hit the road at 6 p.m. and ride to Louisville, Kentucky tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm going to probably, the plan right now is just to do the rest from Louisville, Kentucky back to Atlanta tomorrow, which maybe a 9-hour ride. Everything takes longer on a motorcycle. I've got, being that I've got to stop every 80 miles for gas and walk around a little bit to stretch my legs. Tomorrow is probably going to be a really long day. And that's because if I leave Indianapolis tomorrow, it's going to storm on me all the way to Nashville. But if I leave tonight and get to Louisville, then I leave in the morning. I can stay ahead of that storm and get home before it hits on Tuesday in the south. Had a great weekend with my family. Dad was just shocked. As you guys saw in the restaurant video. It should be about total about 6 hours for me on the road today, and 4 hours of that are 3 hours and 45 minutes I'm driving. So the first bit really won't be much work at all, just be kind of kicking back and relaxing for this drive. So I've had temperatures of 79 degrees at the highest, and temperatures at 31 degrees at the lowest. So it really has been a wild trip weather-wise, and this trip has been a challenge for me. I've seen a lot of the country, and a lot of that time I wasn't sober for, and now I'm getting to do that again. Before having a family, and I'm really getting to enjoy this period of my life. It's been really cool, and it was so fun just to be with my family again. And I saw my parents 2 weeks ago, a week and a half before I began this trip, 2 weeks before I saw them, and it was just a really short time. It was a period of about 24 hours that I got to see them, or really less than that. And so to be able to have that time just to hang out and be with them, do some fun things together. We all went golfing yesterday, which was just a blast. And to be able to see my brothers and my sisters-in-law and my niece and nephew, it's just been awesome. It's been an awesome week, and I fully expect this ride home to be just as awesome as the rest of it. I'm adventuring again, and that's cool. All right, I made it to Indy a little earlier than I had expected to. About 5 o'clock I got here, and I'm gonna hit the road for Louisville, so I'll see you. Well, I made it to my motel in Louisville. I picked this hotel basically 100% on the price. I intentionally didn't look at the rest of it because I knew it was going to be pretty rough by the price. But this is by far the sketchiest place I have ever stayed. It's in a really rough neighborhood of town. It's an extended stay that only charges like $200 a week. Yeah, and you can tell that most of the people here probably live here. There are a lot of people staying here, and they all look pretty comfortable. I almost don't even want to show you what the room looks like. Yeah, but I will. I won't be showering in this motel because my body right now, even after 3.5 hours of driving and 2 hours of riding, my body is cleaner than the shower in this place. It's too late for me to get my money back, and without question, there is not a cleaner room here than the one that I'm in, so don't have the option of switching rooms. So tonight might be interesting. I hope it's not. I hope it's uneventful, and I hope my motorcycle's still there. In the morning, I'm gonna lock the forks on it, which I've actually never even done, but I'm going to do that tonight. This is my room. So there's the shades that are half hanging down. The door that looks like it's been kicked in once or twice. There is the table with my room phone on it. The sheets do look clean on the bed, and I did see that they've got a whole laundry room with clean sheets in it, so I am pretty sure that the bed is clean. I'll likely be sleeping on top of it all, not inside of it. But anyway, next to the door, we've got this little gross corner, and this Goodwill furniture from 1986, probably. That lamp still has a sticker on it, like it was purchased at Goodwill. It does have a fridge, a freezer, and a microwave, which I won't be using any of. This wall, which is just filthy dirty. I don't know if you can see any of that on there. But that's pretty gross. And then this weird little closet. There's duct tape on top there, which is pretty cool. I think that's custom. I think that's custom to the room. This is the bathroom. The bathroom really doesn't look bad on its own, except for the tub is disgusting. The tub literally is black. I won't even bother to show you that because some of you might lose your lunch if you saw the bathroom here. But anyway, let's see if I can. I'm a little nervous to film out the window because of the clientele in this area. Oh look, so up there, that's where my smoke detector goes. And look at this. I found it. It has a screw in it for some weird reason. Doesn't have a battery in it, so that's neat. Custom. Yeah. So this is where I'm sleeping tonight. Maybe if I sleep at all, I'm not I don't feel unsafe. Being in the room. Probably won't spend any time out of the room. I think I'm gonna run down and get a Coke out of one of the vending machines so I have something to drink. And then I will be back in my room for the remainder of the night. It cost me a total of $52, which is, I mean, that's a great price for a hotel in 2022. Great price for a hotel. But it reflects that price. Actually, this room is probably worth $15 a night based on the condition that it's in. The door does have 2 locks on it, so that's good. I can lock the doors. But again, I really don't feel unsafe. I don't feel unsafe inside my room. At least right now, yet. We'll see what happens when the sun goes all the way down. I did make good time today. Right now it's 8:20. I got here just before 8 o'clock, which was a really good time because I left Indianapolis just after, right at 6 o'clock. After changing into my riding gear and loading up my bike, telling my brother goodbye. I made some good time. I made some good time today. I hope I can make good time like that tomorrow. Tomorrow's a long day, but worst case scenario, if I've got to stop and get in the hotel, I have another day off, so I can do that if I absolutely have to. But I'm gonna try not to do that because I'd like to beat the rain. And I would like to sleep in my bed tomorrow after sleeping in this room tonight. Well, it's 6:30 on Monday morning, April 4th. And I'm wide awake. Been awake for about an hour because of all the noise outside. A lot of noise. Somebody knocked on my door at like 5:45 or so. I obviously didn't answer. But yeah, I am considering starting my ride soon, within the next little bit. It's only 48 degrees here. It's not gonna be much warmer than that when I leave, regardless of whether I leave now or at 10 o'clock. Maybe within 5 degrees, but it is gonna get warm as I ride south. It should be pretty warm by the time I get to Nashville. So it'll be cold to start. So I think I'm gonna hop up and start packing up my gear. I'd like to find a gas station or something close so I can go get a Red Bull. I would have had coffee here in the motel. That was my initial plan, but there's no coffee in this motel. No coffee maker, no coffee pot, no coffee. Though I think a nice cold Red Bull would wake me up pretty well. There's the possibility I'm gonna get rained on this morning.
yeah, so might be an interesting morning. Yeah, but I do think I'm gonna go ahead and start my day now. So hope it goes well and that I don't catch the rain and that I don't freeze before I make it to Nashville. All right, it's almost 8 o'clock. I left at about 7:15. I'm in Lebanon Junction, Kentucky, and it's cold. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I can see my breath. It is about 45 degrees, and it just started raining. I'm gonna put my rain gear on here in a minute. I'm stopped at a Pilot truck stop. Got my Red Bull. It's cold. It's cold here. I'm cold, but I'm layered well. Got layers on, so see how it goes. Let me finish my Red Bull and hit the road. Well, I made it to Nashville. I've been on the road for right about 4 hours, which really isn't a terrible time for how much I stopped to warm up. The ride up to this point has been freezing cold. I stopped even at a rest stop just to go inside, warm up for about 30 minutes. I threw on my rain gear at that gas station, and then I stopped at the rest stop. And now I've just filled up again. It's almost 60 degrees here now, but it's real cloudy, so, and a little windy, so still a little bit cool outside. But the further east and south that I get, the more it's gonna warm up. So right now it's looking like by the time I get to Chattanooga, it should be in the mid to low 60s. About at the halfway point. So I've got 220 miles left. I started the day with 403 miles total to go. So it's getting there. But I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time getting there. I'm not in a rush. So, yep, that's what I got. That's what I got right now. Well, I am getting pretty close to Chattanooga. I'm about 70 miles past the south side of Nashville, where I stopped with my last video. I'm at a rest stop now. It's a beautiful, huge rest stop. I'll show you. It's just massive, massive. Lots of tables and outdoor area. It's kind of at the top of a mountain that I just drove up, and it was a beautiful ride up. The wind's a little cool. It's 63 degrees where I'm at right now, but the sun's out finally, and the sun just feels amazing. Super warm, especially on the leather. Sun really heats up the leather when it's out, and so that's why I'm wearing all my leather, in addition to the fact that it's still only 63 degrees and I'm riding 80 miles an hour. So yeah, much more comfortable ride now than it was earlier. It's a little windy in this part of Tennessee, windier than it was down by Nashville, but that's because I'm more out in the open, up in the mountains. Tennessee's beautiful. Honestly, of the whole ride, there's nothing to see in Indiana. Scenery-wise, it's just flat fields, and right now, this time of year, there's not even corn yet. It's just a bunch of mowed down fields. And Kentucky, there are parts of Kentucky that are pretty, like between Lexington and Louisville, but to be honest, yeah, Louisville down to Nashville is pretty unscenic. It's been enjoyable so far, and I hope that it continues to be that way.
ended up being 8.5 hours. So yeah, it ended up being a total of 8.5 hours today on the road. Though I stopped enough, I hung out a good bit, so there was probably over an hour of that was gas stops, warm-up stops, stretching breaks. So all in all, it ended well. It's a lot warmer here. The last hour of my ride was very warm. But that's not going to last. A big storm's coming through, so I'm glad I made it when I did. Despite the fact that it rained while I was at the gas station once, and that I could see it raining in the distance, it never did rain on me the whole trip, so I was able to totally bypass the storm and get away from it. Which is good, because that's why I left when I did, and that's why I headed back when I did. Was to avoid the rain at all costs. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it would have been miserable to ride through. So I'm glad I didn't have to. I'm pretty tired, though. Now I know that I can do an 8.5 hour ride in one day if I have to. I wouldn't want to do that in the future, but I can do it. My body will hold up, and I was worried about that. So, home safe and sound. I've got to unload all my stuff from the bike once I rest for a little bit, get everything in the house, laundry in the laundry. I may wait to do that until tomorrow. But I made it. And it was awesome ride. 1,100 miles total. Actually, just over 1,100, I believe, or maybe just under. I don't know, but right about 1,100 miles. And no issues, no mechanical issues. The bike ran great the whole time. Didn't have a single issue with the bike. Even in traffic, I really didn't have any close calls, other than at one point today, traffic stopped and the semi behind me would have probably rear-ended me had traffic not started moving again. And he still had to jump into the other lane and cut somebody else off to not hit me, but I'm glad he didn't. But that was it, really. Otherwise, the only issues I had was the hotel stays. You know, the first one really wasn't bad. Actually, you know, I was fairly critical, judgmental of it that night. But, boy, comparing it to the hotel I was in last night, this morning, I would go back to that first hotel in Jellicoe a million times before I went back to the Budgetel in Louisville. What a terrible place. What a terrible place. It was just awful. There's nothing good about that place. But the first place is still kind of one of those hotel rooms that if you have a warrant and you're going across state lines to hide, that's a place that you would stay. In case y'all are needing assistance for that in the future, that's a good place. That's a good place if you are doing that, if you're running away from the police. Because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's very quiet. The Budgetel in Louisville is a bad place for anybody to stay. And I feel bad for all the people that live there. Anyway. Trip was awesome. Hope the video turns out good. I've got like tons and tons to edit, so I'll start working on that in the next couple of days after I get reintegrated back at work and all of that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed
Hope you guys enjoyed the trip, the video, all of it. I enjoyed it a lot. So, I'll see you next time, maybe in July.